Welcome to the Whitetail Legacy Podcast.
Tomorrow is opening day.
This morning, didn't have a great hunt. Deer didn't move like usual.
We just got set up in the middle of this bedding thicket. We've been saving this spot from the rut.
It's a nice, I think it's a nice buck.
Boom! Hits a 170.
That was money. I think he's down right over there, maybe 10 yards.
Whitetail Legacy Podcast, bringing you back to the hunt and leaving a legacy.
Baller rut.
Woo! There you go. Coming at you hard right off the burner. We're jacked. Everybody else out there jacked, getting close, man. Season's coming. It's rolling in. Everybody's realizing that they're not ready yet. There's a bunch of shit that they still got to do. If you're like me and homie, we're like, man, we got to do this yet. We got to do this. But shit's rolling in. We're finally getting our gear set up, getting good trail cam pics. Got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. So we want to just do a me and homie episode, catch you guys up, what's going on in our lives, and let you know how our season's playing out, the preseason's playing out so far. We're going to get right into the people that make this possible. We're going to start with Ingram. You guys are still waiting for that video. I've been on the road a lot working. I'm super excited to do this video for him. It's going to show him in his what? How would you say it? In his world or in his, that's what I'm trying to say. It's going to show him doing his thing and why he does it, and show how passionate it is about him doing it. Season's coming up. Don't forget, check him out. Our video that we are released is going to have his pricing and location on it, so you guys will be able to check that out. Shout out to homie. He ordered us some mic stands. I will no longer have neck pains from doing this podcast because I got the mic like 3 centimeters away from my face right now. I ain't got to bend over. So big shout out for homie on that. Get right into the next one, ECW calls. You guys, we have packaging and everything ready for the Whitetail Legacy Podcast calls, Grunt Tube, or Turkey calls. You can find them on the Facebook page to buy. If you guys want any of those or you want any other ECW call, just reach out to us, send us a message, send us an email, and we'll get that lined out with Jeff. We're going to go up there and make a video with him. It's going to be fun. That's all American-made products, so we're really going to drive that home in the video. Share his veteran history with the call and what makes every one of these calls special. Let's go to the VIP, Veteran Innovative Products. You guys have probably seen the video that we got coming out. We just filmed a couple random guys at Walmart buying some veterans. Took a long time to get the actor money paid up to get this video done. Cost me like 6 cases of Busch Light. I don't know if you guys know how much money that is, but that's a lot. So the actor in this video works for beer only. So we couldn't. I was trying to slide in all kinds of deals, Slim Jims, nothing was working. Busch Light only. So we got that out there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun doing it. Kind of shows our personalities a little better than just our voices. You can actually see us in real life. You can see me in slow motion running. If you guys would like to see that. Is that what you're doing? You're running right there? Yeah, that was okay. All right. That's a slow motion run. It was actually not slow motion, but I'm just saying it was slow motion, so people think I'm really fast, man. That's a marketing tool. We're super stoked. I bought another pack of VIPs from Walmart. I'm ready to send them. I'm ready to hear the national anthem. And we got some big boys to send them into, and we got a ton of does. I'm going to go on doe patrol this year pretty hard. I got a lot of people asking me to shoot does for them, so I'm super excited about that. Hopefully bringing you a lot of doe kill shots on film. See some Luminox flying and see some veterans punching the pump station.
We're going to get right in and tell you our VIP veteran broadhead shout out. This is from the post on Facebook. So there's two ways you guys can share a VIP shout out. You can do the post on Facebook that's pinned on our page, or you can go to the website and and hit it right there. So homie's going to share the VIP veteran shout out because you guys are already tired of listening to my voice. And I need a drink.
It's your beautiful voice, though.
I need a drink.
This week on the VIP Veteran Broadhead shout out, we have Sean Mulholland.
That's it.
And that's it.
Yeah. We appreciate for your service, Sean. He didn't share any more than that. If you guys would like to share some information, what department, rank, how long, we like sharing that stuff because it just brings more meaning to the shout out for us. And I like the details, man. I like the story behind the service. So.
Did you tell them the second way they can?
Did I?
No,
The website?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Hit them.
Okay, so you can also go to whitetaillegacypodcast.com, and we have our own page for the VIP shout-out, and you can put in the person's name, and then, like Cody said, you can put in the details of their branch, years served, any special missions, any special training, any cool shit that they did. Just hit it right there, and then it just comes automatically to our email, and we get it, and then we'll fit them in when we can.
Yeah. We're going to get into our most recent sponsor of the podcast, ScentLock. What do we want to cover in this? You going to cover the bag? Have you covered the bag yet?
No, we haven't covered the bag, but we should.
Super high quality.
This bag is huge.
Yeah, I put a 32 axle bow in it and just slides right in, no problem. So, and the quality, the craftsmanship, the handle strength, I throw my gear in and out of the truck a lot, inside, outside. I haul a lot of clothes around in it, so a good strong bag means a lot. You got the option to run in the truck or at home or in your garage, wherever you got a plug in, you can run it.
And one thing that's nice about it too is that Oz unit is not just fixed in the bag. Like if you didn't want to buy an Oz 100, you could just run the 500 in your house. Yeah. So it's a multi-purpose Oz unit that can be in your bag or it can be elsewhere too.
Yeah, it's nice. That's nice. We run it out here in the studio tonight. We both ate here because we were running a little late trying to get this done. So we both had supper out here. But you guys can use our discount. The discount has changed. They gave us a 20% off discount now for you guys. Just because we love you so much, we put the hustle in on Got That. You can find that on our website, or it's ScentLock20. I mean, it's a lot easier to remember than the last one. I think that was sign language or some other language. I'm not really sure, but
it was a mess.
Yep, ScentLock20 give you 20% off anything that is not already discounted or store special. So with the Oz and the 500, that's $40 off. I mean, that's a huge discount just for listening to the Whitetail Legacy podcast.
Right.
All right, we're ready to get into the nitty gritty. What do you want to start out with first? I'm super stoked to tell you guys what's going on. I don't think I've ever been more jacked for a season than I have than this one. But I was telling homie, every week we're doing something deer related, or we're talking to someone about deer. There before we started the podcast, there was maybe like a 3-4 month gap where I might shoot my bow, but I wasn't like consistently nonstop talking about deer, reading about deer. Now I'm in part of all these Facebook groups and stuff, and I'm always getting pounded with deer. So it's super cool, and it's just getting me more and more jacked to get ready for this season. So what do you want to start out with?
Well, I'm gonna say, I mean, you're all over the board here, trying to get in. One thing that we don't cover a lot on this podcast, but is very important to Cody and I. Man, how's your dad life been? You got the new boy.
Yeah, dude.
I know you've been on the road a lot working.
Yeah. I've been on the road a lot lately. Took a different job.
Different position.
Different position. Same job, same company, different position. I'm about to switch, hopefully, get back home. But shout out to my wife. She's rock solid. She's been holding it down tight at home. Dad life, dude. I tell you right now, we might lose some listeners for this, but if you are thinking about having kids, or you're on the fence, and I'm not saying to have wait till you're ready, but you got to have kids, man, because there's nothing greater than having kids in my eyes. I never thought I wanted any, and I did, and now it's like I don't know. Before I had kids and podcasted, I don't really know what I did with all my time. I have no idea. So, you took your boy out to the field with us.
Yeah.
He had a lot of fun, but my boy is about to turn 3, October 4th, 10-4, super easy to remember.
10-4.
Yeah, 10-4. So, super stoked. He's really getting into it. He understands shooting my bow now. He understands where the deer comes from when we eat it. He's always excited to go run trail cameras or go look for deer. I took him out to the public ground. We picked up trash a couple weeks ago. Just as kind of something that to instill in him the right thing to do. It was picking up trash, but he had the time of his life because, he thought he was really doing something. And I tried to explain to him why we're doing it, and what it's benefiting. And it seemed like he understood, but he was just...
By your post, man, it looked like he had a badass time.
Yeah, he was having a really good time. Took the dogs, had the other boy and the 3-month-old in the truck. He didn't pick up much, but he was there for moral support. So let's talk about Aiden. How's he doing?
Man, he really loved getting out there at the new piece, and that was his first time getting up close on the trail cam.
He was fingering it.
Right,
He was like, what is this thing do?
I was trying to tell him, hey, man, this is what gets all the pictures that we look at, and he just loves looking at trail cam pics. I mean, he was, 5 months old, and I'm bringing home trail cam pics, and we're going through them, and I know even last year, I'd bring home some pics, and he's a year and 5 months old at this point, and we'd give him a bath, and we're trying to put his clothes on, his lotion, get him ready for bed and everything, and sometimes that always just don't jive. It's not a simple process. So what do? Pull out the trail cam pics, just give him the phone, give him the phone, and let him just scroll through. Dude's an angel at that point.
Nice. Secret whitetail legacy dad tip. Just put all your trail cam pics, one phone, give them to your kid, golden.
Yep. Everything with the kid on the way, everything's going good so far. Did the anatomy scan. Got to see him again. Heartbeat's good. Wife had the glucose test. That come back really good. So everything's looking good there. Just
ready to get that thing out in November, huh?
I know.
Middle of November.
Yeah. Hopefully,
I'm going to just shoot a giant. Homie's going to be at the hospital. I know.
That's how it's going to
happen.
The
one time
too.
I need him to film, he's going to be in the hospital.
Yeah. Or, I'm not going to be able to get to the after party.
Yeah.
There's going to be an after party.
Yeah. There's always an after party. That's the beauty of shooting deer. So since you brought up the new piece, that's something I want to cover in this. We got a new piece. I've been trying to get on this piece for 5 years, guys. It's not a huge piece. Always been super nice to the guy, but every year I just ask him, what do you think about me hunting your piece again this year? And finally this year, I broke the seal with him a little bit, And one tip I will tell you was I Facebook messaged the guy first, because I didn't want to be full on, right up in his face. And he responded, and he just didn't know me, And then the second year he kind of knew me, and then I got his number.
Oh, so the first year you just messaged him.
Just
okay,
messaged
I thought
him.
you were talking this year.
No.
Okay. First year.
Yeah, first year I just messaged him. Second year.
What'd you say?
I just said, hey, I know you own this piece. I got the Hunt Stand app. I used it to find the piece, and then I basically Googled his name to find out who he was, and then Facebook searched him, attached the name to the Facebook location.
Right.
I messaged him. I said, hey, is this your piece? Kind of gave him the location, and he said yes. And I asked him, I said, I'd really be interested in hunting that piece, and then I went into it. And he didn't say no, but he'd never said yes, you know what I mean? So then the second year, I Facebook messaged again, and then he sent me his cell phone number. I was like, okay, and then I just texted him and didn't get a yes or no. Third year, messaged him, nothing. Fourth year, messaged him. He got back with me, said that he might have someone else hunting it. He's not really sure. Fifth year comes around, and I just called the guy, just straight up called him on the phone, and I talked to him, right there, back and forth. And then he basically said, maybe. He said, maybe. Let's talk about, the situation. And I was ready to pay for at least for this piece. I'd wanted to hunt it from a long time. I really don't have info that there's, big deer there, but it's set up to where it's just an absolute perfect bedding sanctuary for does and a lot of good food around the area, water, everything that they need, and it's in a perfect little pinch for the rut. So I knew it was going to be a good area, good spot. So I just kept after him, and then he basically said, I want you to do some work, and then I will let you hunt the place. So I did some work. Well, what'd you just do?
I just turned you up a little bit. It just don't look very big on there.
It's loud now.
All right.
Messing with the soundboard. There you go. That sounds better. That's good. All right, yeah. So anyways, back to it. So he said, I want you to do some work to the property. And I said, okay, I'm more than welcome to do that, you know. And he wanted us to mow some trails to get ready to burn it because there's a lot of CRP on it, to burn it next spring. I said, that is no problem. We went out there, we mowed it, we got it done. He's already grateful for me doing that. But that just shows you 5 years of asking a guy to hunt somewhere and, you know, never really hounding him, but just letting him know that you want to hunt it, you know.
I mean, because if I was a landowner and somebody just kept hounding me, and I just get to the point like, dude, you know, come on. But I think the way you did it was really good. Let the guy know you're interested, and you know that you would do everything just like if it was your piece, you know, take care of it and stuff. So I really feel like, you know, you were aggressive, but you were a subtle. And you were real. You know?
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't like, I mean, I'd message him one time a year. He would hear from me one time a year and say, hey, is there anybody hunting your piece? I'm still interested in hunting it or leasing it, you know, because it's sad for around here, but that's what it is. You have to lease places to hunt. You know, it's just the situation that we're in with the amount of hunters, the amount of outfitters, and the amount of money that has came into our area to lease ground. So, but happy end of the story. Got the property. We did the work. The guy's thrilled. We're going to be able to burn it for him next spring. Hopefully be able to hunt it this year. I'm naming it Boonertown. We have no booners confirmed there. But it is named Boonertown because I told homie, I said, we're about to walk into Boonertown when we were hanging stands. And we got a couple sets hung. Got the trail cams out there doing work. We got one really nice buck on cam so far, nighttime pick. But it's so early in velvet, it's hard to tell. Ton of does. We actually hanging the stand and had a fawn walk in on us while we're hanging the stand.
We're just sitting there chilling, like getting in the landscape, you know. And we're like, oh hey man, you know, what if it just a stud just comes this way? And then Cody's like, oh hey man, there's a deer out there. I was like, what? And there's this little. I don't even think it's a down tree. It's just a weird grown tree that kind of just comes out in the field there, or the what do we call it?
That's low. It's low growth CRP with wildflowers.
All right, so we'll just say it comes out in the wildflowers, growing all weird, and sure shit, there was a fawn.
Yeah.
So Mama wasn't far.
Must have been bedded right there close in the grass, and we've been hanging stands and banging stuff. And she cruised right out there. So our official first set in the property, hanging stands, we've seen a deer. So homie can't say that's a bad piece because we're 1 for 1 right now on seeing deer. So that just goes to show, guys, if you got that piece that you want to hunt and you've been trying to get on for a long time and you haven't been able to, don't give up on it. Don't hound the guy. Don't super pressure him, but just let him know that you're still there. You know, just because he said no 1 year, the next year he might need a little money, a little help paying for that property tax, or he might have a guy that wants to get off the property, you know, and it's open, or like this guy, he wants a doe from us. I mean, that's more than capable to do. The guy lives about 5 hours away from the property. He's not able to hunt anymore. Where he lives now, he owns no land. So he said, hey, if you guys are able, you know, I'd like a doe off. I said, that is no problem.
Homie will get it.
I'd love to do it. Yeah. So, yeah, that's one thing we want to put out in this episode. We got new ground, so it's all the new experiences. We're going to put a food plot on it next year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to cover that. You know, next year he wants us to burn the grass on just basically a quarter of the piece. Does he own that cornfield?
Yes.
He does?
Yeah.
Okay.
The piece, the guy he loves pheasant habitat. So it's a lot of draws, creek bottoms, and CRP. He planted a ton of wildflowers, butterflies everywhere, birds everywhere, great deer habitat, and he wants us to basically make it better for the animals. There's a lot of brush growing up in this one part of the CRP, so he wants us to burn that. And then you can go ahead. Go ahead. What were you saying? about the
Oh
food
yeah,
plot?
just so yeah, he wants us to burn it, and then one of his stipulations for us to be able to hunt it is, like Cody's already said, mow it this year, burn it in the spring, and then we have to put in a food plot. So I told Cody, I said, this guy wants us to hunt his place, burn off the CRP, and put in a food plot, which if we would have asked him to do anyway, but that's like one of his stipulations. I'm like, dude, like this is awesome.
Yeah, the guy is really big on improving habitat for all animals, from pheasants to deer. And the food plot is for late season browse for pheasants and birds, basically. So we're going to do beans where it'll be above the snow. Birds and pheasants can get to it, but it's obviously going to help the deer, come in their late season. It's going to be about an acre of beans and probably about a half acre of sunflowers. I think we decided on doing on the east side of it, kind of as a barrier screen, plus more food for birds, deer. That's one thing I will say. I hunt some public ground that plants sunflowers. Never thought them as a food plot. Got video of giant bucks out in the daylight munching on sunflowers.
Dude,
So,
I think them beans early season, which I mean we're in right now, and I think it's really gonna help there. And then, like you said, the late season. But we're both thinking during the rut is
Yeah.
gonna be prime time anyway, regardless if there's beans there or not. Just the way that the land's laid out.
there's just so many does already on that small piece from
Oh,
the trail
yeah.
cam pics we got, that the bucks are going to be cruising there, and it's a spot that hasn't been hunted in a long time in the area. So the bucks, in my mind, are going to grow that way anyways from pressure. And then the big deer know where those doe family groups are. And if there's a doe family group there that's not leaving, that's got no pressure, for multiple years, got food, cover, water, everything they need, they're going to chill there. And the big boys are going to roll in during the rut and breed them right there. And I bet you they never leave that piece. And then when they're done, they roll out. So as far as now, like I said, we got one really nice buck on trail cam on that piece. But in our mind, this is our first year, so we hung a lot of perimeter stands. We hung one right up in the stuff. I mean,
Yeah, dude, I'm
yeah.
pumped about that one.
we hung one right up. I mean, there's 25 tree scrapes, bunch of ground scrapes right there. It's really tore up in that area. There's like a perfect scrape tree out in the middle of this CRP field that they're using. People plant scrape trees, and this is like 20-yard shot, perfect broadside scrape tree already out there for us. So there's scrapes there from last year. So we're definitely pumped about that. We got the one nice buck, a bunch of small scrap bucks, bunch of does, fawns. But like the beauty of brand new property is you get to learn it and you get to hunt it, and we haven't even touched the west side at all.
No.
So
And one thing about it is, hasn't even been hunted in
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years, I
Yeah,
think.
4 or 5 years. No,
Not even. Is anybody on the immediate south to that?
I'm not sure if there's someone on that piece or not, but I've never seen anybody there because
Never seen anybody or any trucks.
Yeah, this is about 1.25 miles from my other piece as the crow flies, and so I drive past it a lot going to my piece, and I'm always just checking out what's going on, seeing if there's any hunters out looking for orange in trees, and stuff, looking for trucks, kind of scope it out, and I never seen anything there, and then it was confirmed when I talked to the guy, and he said, yeah, no one's been on it for 4 or 5 years.
I would say, because if you seen like 6 trucks around this, you'd
Yeah.
have been like, oh, well, hell yeah, somebody's on it.
Yeah. So I knew there was no one on it. And like I said, if you approach it right, you talk to them respectfully, you don't hound them year after year, they're like, okay, this guy, he's a serious, they kind of get to know you a little bit better. They know that I'm not just trying to go in there and shoot a bunch of deer and tear the property up. And then once we've already noticed it, in his eyes, it's more of what will we do and what will we say we do and then what will we actually do? You know what I
Right.
mean? Because there's a lot of people, oh, yeah, I'll do that, never go through with it, then, it doesn't work out. So I've
Like-
heard that multiple properties.
He didn't give us a deadline to mow, but we went ahead and knocked it out right away, and I think that just shows, we're serious.
Yeah.
And
We're-
whatever he wants us to do, we'll do.
Yeah, well, thankful to be on it because a guy
Yeah.
like us, we can't afford to hunt
6 pieces and have to pay for every one.
Yeah,
like,
and
there's
then,
no way.
And then we don't know enough people to be able to have that many pieces to go on. So
Yeah, and then it's not that big of a piece. You can't bring on 5 guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's just going to be pretty much you and I.
yeah,
I mean,
but we're super stoked to hunt it. We'll keep you guys updated on what bucks come in,
And-
how the hunts go on it.
before you move off that, your buddy, Nick,
Yeah,
has seen 2 giants
yeah.
real close to that.
Yeah, my buddy Nick, who actually lives directly on the piece that I hunt already, he lives like 1.25 miles from it, and he drives that road to work every day.
Because I was thinking, I was like, how the hell is Nick seeing all these giants
Yeah,
by this piece? But I was like, well, the road goes
yeah,
right by this piece, and he lives on that road.
yeah. So he's driving that road every day. He drives like a gravel road to get to the paved road,
Right.
167, then goes into Galesburg to work there. So he's driving it every day, and he's seen one absolute giant. Triple main beam buck, and then one really nice buck. So we haven't got the triple main beam buck on camera, but we're hoping he's bedded out in some cornfield or somewhere, and when they get that all picked, he push it in, because there's a ton of crops around this piece. Just
Yeah.
insane. I mean, just surrounded by standing corn. So that's going to make a huge factor in how we hunt it. But the way we got it set up, got perfect access to our stands. We got perfect access to our trail cams. We're trying to go zero pressure unless we're in there to do something that the landowner wants us like mow.
Yep.
So, I mean, we can check that one trail camera in 15, 20 seconds. You
Right.
know, I mean, it's right
Yeah.
by the road. Not getting a lot of action there, but when you got a brand new piece, you got to kind of feel it out. You know, we're getting a lot of does on that cam, small
Yeah.
bucks.
If I don't know how we're gonna hunt the northeast or the northwest side.
Yeah.
This year, I think next year we'll be able to get a gameplay. What we need is one of them raptor blinds.
Yeah, we
is
need
what
a raptor
need.
blind. Shout out to Raptor Blinds. If you
Yeah.
guys ain't checked those out, we need one of those. We just need to really get our funds together and go buy one.
Because that's going to be up there on the northwest is where we're going to have the bean food plot.
Yeah, the bean
And-
food plot's going to be completely surrounded by cedars, pine, blue spruces. They're all about 15 foot. Cannot see through them. I mean, they've grown together. Perfect bedding cover. 2 trees wide in some spots. So we get a blind tucked up in there. We got really good access from the opposite side of the road. Got permission to cross that field. So it's a foolproof set on a south wind, which we get a lot during shotgun season for the last few years. It's
I
been
don't know.
warm.
I don't know.
So we're trying to figure it out. We're not big blind hunters.
No, like I was talking with
but
James,
just like
I just hate this
when we
shit out
talk
of
when we
that.
talk to Craig, man, I mean, he hunts.
He shot a doe last year.
He hunts a lot out of blinds, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, he's been successful too, and he missed that big buck. So I mean,
How do you feel in a blind? Is what I want to know.
I don't know. It's just I feel like I've shot does out of them.
Yeah, you shot one last year, yeah.
and turkeys. I feel way less secure than a tree stand, but maybe that's just because that's what we hunt. We're not used to
by
ground
secure.
blinds.
What do you mean, like?
Like I feel like I'm more hidden for some reason, even though I'm wide out in the open. I feel like I'm like not eye level with them. I feel like when I'm in a ground blind, no matter if I got the back blacked out and it's brushed in, I feel like they're looking right at me.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay.
And like I said, I've been successful out of them, so it shouldn't be a problem to do ground blind hunting. And it might be something that we try because we got really good tripods.
I think that's gonna be the only option over there.
Yeah, unless we can get a ladder stand up in a cedar tree, which
Yeah.
he said there is some trees big enough to do that in.
You cut out 4 or 5 branches on one cedar, you're still gonna have the other cedars
Yeah.
blocking you. I mean, brushing you in. You
Yeah.
know. But man, did I just hate hunting from a ground
We need to
blind.
have someone on here that's just strictly ground blind, successful hunter,
Right.
and really get his take on it. 'Cause-
I just don't think I can hear. That's my problem. Is I
Yeah.
can't hear. You
and
know.
then your vision is,
Then I'm in there like a damn boxer, bouncing around trying to see everything.
if you're in like
because
a
I can't
raptor
hear.
blind, you had the 360 view, you were elevated. That would
Then
be
I
a
wouldn't-
huge difference, other than being on the ground.
Yeah.
In like a pop-up blind like we're talking about.
Right.
So, all right, so we beat you to death on this property.
Boonertown.
Yeah, Boonertown.
Dude, we got the Exodus on there. It's named Boonertown. The
Yeah.
cam is. I'm telling you, when I get a 4-point on there, I'm sharing it. Sharing it with Boonertown, and it's a 4-point.
Oh, yeah, so we're jacked about it if you can't tell. It's always really fun to get a new piece and explore it. that's what hunting is. It's making the memories and trying to beat these deer. And then, like on my piece, I don't have them figured out, but I got a good idea. This piece, I have no clue.
That's like my piece. Like, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I got a really good idea. You know, I made the move last year. Now I think I'm set up sweet.
Yeah,
So,
this piece is just I don't really know.
We're just shooting from the hip. We're like, man,
They
dude, this looks good.
They can literally bed anywhere in 40, like just anywhere. They can just lay down in bed because it's nipple tall grass right now. So, all right, let's talk about the other piece, the lease. Mr. Freeze is back, everybody. Yeah, that was an awkward silence. There's supposed to be a quiet, like golf clap applause in the back. Mr. Freeze is back. The buck I chased all last year. Got sheds off of him. Chased him the year before that. He is officially back, and he's right where I thought he was going to be. He is trail cam pics within 100 yards where he lost his sheds. It's just insane. He's on the complete opposite side of where he was early season last year, but the beans switched. So I played it.
Ooh, okay.
The beans switched, corn beans.
I remember you saying that.
So I was like, I'm going to run cameras hard on the south side. Boom. Got him. Pinned him. I'm like, okay, he was here on the beans the last 2 years. He's going to be on the beans this year. Boom, he was there. So
and you got his sheds at the south end, too.
Got the sheds on the south end. I think that is because it's really good, no pressure, high bedding with a pond. So they had really good water. Really thick. No one really bugs him there. So I think he was there late season, bedded. A lot of food, hidden field. The farmer has an old style combine, drops a lot of corn.
That hidden field, man, I did not know about that until a little bit ago. Man, that sounds like the ticket.
Yeah, it's got a hidden field completely surrounded by.
Too bad it's not on your piece.
Real thick hedge.
That'd be the spot.
Yeah, but he's back. Got multiple trail cam pics of him. Actually, just went and pulled, not next to his trail cam. Went and pulled a trail camera, dead. I had no clue. Batteries were good. It must have just been smoked. I don't know. I'm gonna try to put different batteries in it and try it. Little over 2 week soak. Nothing. Got no intel at all. So I don't know. They should be getting close to full growth by now when we're recording this. So I was really hoping to get some pics of him. Full time length. He's got crazy mass. He's still 16 points. Got a lot going on. Got the inside kicker still. Got triple brow. I mean, he's got a lot going on. I mean, and I think he might score less than he did last year. I haven't got a full time length view of him yet.
Until you see him full grown or hard horn.
Yeah.
I mean.
But I'm super jacked.
But he wasn't real tall last year, though.
No. He's just massy and lot of points, kickers, and all kinds of stuff. Last year, I scored his sheds at 174. He had a lot of stuff broke off. Two big brows broke off.
Both inside kickers.
Both inside kickers, probably.
We'll just guess him 6.
Probably 4 inches on one side, 2 inches on the other side kicker. G4 completely gone. So 10. We'll give him 10 inches. That's pretty safe. That was with a 16-inch spread. I know he's wider than 16 inches. So, I'm hoping. He was probably in the mid-high 180s last year. So we'll see what he is this year. Super jacked to be chasing him. Lots of trail cam pictures of him last year. I passed a ton of deer trying to hunt this deer. Hunted him all the way up to the last. My trail cam pictures really fired up middle December, late December. That's
because he's up on Boonertown running around. You didn't even know it.
Yeah, just hunted hard for him all the way to the last day. Putting long sets in, freezing my butt off. Finally named him Mr. Freeze because I froze my butt off for this deer. I plan on... I'm at the stage right now where I cannot pass a 150s with a bow, high 140s. So the first 140s, 150s I see with a bow is getting a veteran. And then after that, I think I'm going to hold out for Mr. Freeze or Sidekick.
All right, well, I'll take another 140.
Yeah, so I got Sidekick back. Big 8 that I had last year has a kicker brow that kicks sideways. Got split 2s on both sides now. Got 2 big kickers on the base now, so he's got the big heavy brow plus the 2 probably 6-inch kickers.
Is this the one, the big mainframe 8 doll that you had?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm almost certain it is.
I think so too.
I haven't got any other big clean 8s like that.
No.
So I'm almost certain.
And that was
is.
Velvet last year. The
Yeah.
one, the picture I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay.
We actually messed up on this deer. I had a buddy that was getting out of the stand.
You, not me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I had a buddy that was getting out of the stand at like 1 p.m, super windy day, and the buck ended up coming in on us, and his bow was on the ground. I had already shot the buck I shot early last year, so I wanted him to shoot a deer. So I'm trying to pull the bow up, and we end up spooking the deer. But he ended up living, and it was kind of a good thing because now he put on a lot this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a really big deer, a lot of potential.
Matching split twos.
Got
some junk off the left brow.
Yeah, bunch of heavy mass all the way out. Really good time length. Just a really stellar 8 with split twos. I don't know what he'll score just because I have no sheds or something.
Right.
And trail cam pictures can be variant, but
And
very
that,
nice
the
deer.
angle that he's going in the picture is weird. I mean, it's a nice pic, but it's just hard to tell,
Yeah, he's walking away. They look wider when they walk away.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got really good main beam length. So got those 2 bucks, and then I think it might be the 10 that I passed last year that was in the 130s, a bunch. Not certain on it. Need to get some more picks on him. I call him the runner-up 10. I got a pic of him. He kind of had a crooked brow. This one kind of has a crooked brow. I got a pic of him walking away in a bean field. If it's him, he put on 20 inches of tine length. So,
Dude, Duncan is going to smoke you
Yeah.
for saying that.
yeah. So
Pass it at 130, 10.
Yeah, I mean, I know. It's just I got video of it. It's just when you're hunting a big deer like Mr. Freeze and you got trail cam pictures of him early, then you're like, okay, this is just a summer buck. He's gonna go, and then you get him during the rut, and you're like, okay, I got a shot. And then you're just pounding him late season, and it's right on that edge of right before, right after dark. So you're like, all right, he is close. I just got to figure out where exactly he is, and I bet you that deer was. When I finally put all the pieces together, moved my cam late season, after season, got pictures of him then, I think that I was probably 300 or 400 yards from that deer multiple times. Thought he was coming from the opposite direction that he was. The wind was still good for me, but if I'd have been hunting another stand, I think I would have had a lot better chance.
Well, see, the thing that sucks is, you make a move to, move in on him, but he's got, 3, 4, 5, 6 beds around the area. So he's moving too, you're moving, and you're just constantly missing each other,
Yeah, I hunted that stand. I hunted it like too much almost late season, but I was getting the trail cam pics really close to there. This was a perfect access stand, kind of perimeter stand. It was kind of a Hail Mary. I did end up seeing a couple nice bucks late season out of it. Seen one button buck about 95 times. Seen the 7-pointer, that wide 7, a bunch of times. So I had good hunts, but just it's different when like early season I'm in there for, a 140 to 150, whatever comes in. That's where I'm at. People might not like that. If it's a mature 120, I'm probably gonna shoot it if I know I have history with it.
Yeah, if it's a 5-year-old 120, I mean,
like
that's all he's gonna be.
Last year mine was 138 inches. I knew the buck was super mature. I knew he wasn't gonna score very high, but I went in there, hunting that particular deer. I was like, if this one comes by, I'm gonna do it. I'll have more intel. Got 2 trail cams that I haven't pulled yet, so I don't know what's on those. They've been soaking.
Grass.
Yeah, a lot of pictures of grass probably and tree limbs. But those have been soaking, so I'll have a lot more intel to go off of. But this is the fun part of hunting for me, like the month coming up when you're really stacking up your bucks, making a hit list, deciding what you want to do. Are you going to pass deer to shoot this possible deer? And I'm super blessed to have a property to be able to do that on, which a lot of people might not have. But, that's how I hunt. Beauty of, like we say all the time, everybody can hunt their own way. There's nothing wrong with shooting small bucks if you want to shoot small bucks. There's nothing wrong blasting does if you want to blast does. I hunt a little different than homie hunts. If homie sees 2 150s in a year, he's gonna blast them. If I shoot one, I always wait, man, and I'm not upset that I do because.
Well, I mean, yeah, if I see two 150s, I'm probably gonna shoot them both. But just like you, I mean, you got a 180 running around there, and you've had a couple of them. You shot and lost one. But last year, I mean, you go out and you shoot a 5-6.5-year-old buck. I mean, the next encounter with a buck would have to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then it would also depend on how regular you were seeing Mr. Freeze. I mean, I know he kind of disappeared there for the month of October. Man, my heart would have to get pumping, especially just going through the whole thing, getting a buck down.
I'll tell you what's really funny about that is, so I hunted October, shot my buck October 15th in the evening. Then I kind of went through that phase, like I got a buck down, gonna just relax, stay off my property, hunt some public, see what happens until the rut comes. Then I want to really go in. So I went in, hunted really hard. Hunted a lot of all-day sits, bouncing stands, hunted public all day, hunted my piece all day, really trying to get in on a couple bucks on public and Mr. Freeze on my piece. That was my main, my main target buck. And it was November 27th. I remember climbing in the tree, and that was shotgun season, right?
No. It was, December 3rd was shotgun.
Okay.
First weekend of December.
When was the first shotgun?
November 18th.
November 18th. So it must have been November 18th. So at this point, I've been hunting really hard, from late October to the middle of November, and I was almost getting burnt, a little bit. Like, man, okay, where's this buck at? I haven't had a trail cam picture for a month, And then my buddy goes and sets on the north set, which is the best stand. It's the second best stand compared to the one I hung last year in my eyes, but it's an awesome set. And I'm hunting kind of in the center of the timber where the last picture I got of Mr. Freeze is, from a month and a half ago. So I'm just basically, throwing a whim. I can shoot a long ways here, see a long ways. So he messaged me, and he sends me a picture of a buck coming through the grass. He pulled a trail camera card, went through his phone like you do, and then sent it to me. And I was like, oh, that's Mr. Freeze. And he didn't really dawn on, that was that buck, but it was. And he was there the day before coming through that grass. So I was like, all right, he's here. And then right when that happened, my drive went through the roof.
Right.
I'm like, all right, he's back. I have a chance at him. But that time period when he was gone, after I shot that buck, it went downhill. That's something I can't do this year. I got to keep pumped, keep going, really keep after it, because I believe what you put in is what you get out. The more time you set on stand, the more effort you put in, the more homework you do, is all going to relate to whether you might not shoot the buck because of that, but you might get to encounter the buck. And getting an encounter, it would be major for me, because this is a buck that I've not seen on the hoof yet.
Right.
And hunting for 2 seasons, as much time as I spend hunting, running trail cameras, just doing everything, hunting it right. I'm not spooking the deer off. He's still there. But I think it's the limited amount of property that I have to hunt is what is making it to where he's only on there just glimpses, and you just got to catch one of those glimpses more times on stand, hunting correct winds at the right time, not over hunting stands. You just got to be there, and that's what I try to do. Sometimes I might over hunt stuff, but I try to give it, as long as break as I can.
Right. But, yeah. I would say, that's all you can do is, we can't hunt every day, like we want to. But we can't hunt on the day it's going to be a perfect cold front.
Yeah.
We got jobs and we got to do what we got to do.
So I told this scenario to homie. So sidekicks, no joke. I'd guess him in the 160s, as an 8 with splits. And that's gross, clean off the board. Nets are for fish is what I say.
Yep.
So, say I shoot a nice mature, 130s, 140s bucks, and here comes sidekick. Do you pass him for Mr. Freeze, or do you take sidekick?
So you shoot a different 140, 150?
Yeah, you just shoot a random one. Here comes sidekick.
Because
the listeners don't know this is 90% the last year I get to hunt this piece because she's selling it.
Right.
So say last piece you get to hunt, last time you get to hunt Mr. Freeze first season. So that's why it means so much to me. This is the buck that I want. I got the history with. Okay, and here comes Sidekick just cruising in 15 yards broadside.
Yeah, well, you just hope your podcast co-host is with you. And I mean, if you want to shoot Sidekick, and then I guess I got free reign on Mr. Freeze. No,
Yeah.
man.
It's a tough decision to know what.
If I went back to my, are we calling it my stand?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I went back to my stand, dude, and if I shot Mr. Freeze,
I'd be so jacked, dude.
No,
I'd be freaking pumped.
I would feel terrible.
I would, dude. That's not. That's not how I
know,
hunt.
I know, but dude, man,
I hung that stand. I didn't. I beat that deer. I hung that stand. I just let you hunt it. I put the homework in. I hung the stand. I trimmed the shooting lanes with you. I figured out the property. If that buck walked past that spot, I harvest that deer just as much as you harvest deer. I just didn't take the shot.
I hope you're there to get it on film because it might not be on film as jacked up as I want to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an awesome. So I don't know how if one of us shoots that deer, we had to send the jaw in because he just looks old, man.
Yeah,
this looks worn down.
When his belly, like in the trail cam pic, his belly is so damn big, and he's got his summer coat on. Like that is the thing. Like you see a buck and you're just like, oh yeah, when it's got its winter coat and he's hard horned, it's middle of November, you can pretty much tell how old he is. I mean, you're pretty close. But one thing that throws people off is they get that summer coat on and
they look all clean. You can see more of the features.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
really
it can be
muscle.
hard. It can be hard.
I mean, his brisket's sagging. Got us swayed.
It's already sagging.
Yeah, got us swayed back. Got the big belly.
That picture was from July.
Got the mat. I mean, just insane mat. I mean, he's got to have 7-8 inch bases. I mean, just giant. So
yeah, big.
We've been beating you to death about Mr. Freeze,
but I mean, he's one to get beat to death with.
Yeah, I mean, we're just you can't tell how jacked we are about season. I mean, we just spent 40 minutes of our life talking to each other, but you guys are just basically listening. That's what's going on. So,
and we're probably not going to shoot him.
Yeah, nope. That's the beauty of it. Probably won't ever see the deer.
No.
Like I say a lot, I hope the juries come out in this buck when they say, they get old, they get more daylight. So
more daylight, and his home range hopefully shrinks.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's on your piece a lot more.
He's 100 yards from where he dropped his sheds. I mean, so he hasn't moved, since February.
Yeah, that's what made me say that. Hopefully his home range is going to shrink this year.
Hopefully,
me
safe. Not seeing this buck. And
he's got that. He's got that hidden field on that south piece of you. He can come through. He can hit that cornfield. Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of options, and he's got that draw right there behind Nick's house that he could be using.
Yeah. The one thing I got is a ton of does. So
and you got tons of does.
So hopefully he just cruises right up in there and nuzzles up with a nice, beautiful doe. And I slip in there and shoot him by the old walnut tree.
Oh my god! Are you gonna shoot a doe off early this year?
Man, I don't know. I was talking about that a couple episodes ago, where all that activity on the piece. It depends on what stand I'm in.
Okay.
It's just, man, I don't know. It's just like I feel like I can shoot a doe off Boonertown very easily. And I can drive right in there and get it, unlike my piece where we can't do that. I mean, we can drive some, but not like damn near the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a possibility. He wants a doe from us. So I want to make that a priority to get a doe kill on film for practice and get a doe killed, young doe for him. Take it to Woodhall, get it in the processor, get it going for him.
Right on.
So that's going to be my number one goal for the year. After that, I still got quite a bit of deer meat, but I'll probably smoke a doe.
Oh man, I need like a truckload of deer meat.
Take some out of the freezer,
I need
man.
a bunch, man.
Yeah.
I already robbed you once.
You can rob me again.
No.
That'll just make me want to shoot a doe earlier. So go ahead and take some.
No, I gotta get a doe.
I shot 3 does and a giant buck last year, so I'm pretty stacked in there.
Just like Cody said, early. Gonna try to shoot a doe. If it's in the buck nest, it's in the buck nest, I guess. That's pretty much this year's pretty much gonna be my last year on that.
It's crazy. We both got that dropped on us,
yeah.
And luckily we got Boonertown to fall back on as like a
Right.
cushion to make us feel better.
Cushion and
Because we were almost like we're just gonna go public.
Yeah,
we were there.
right.
We were like, man, we put all the work in, passing all these deer, finally figuring out these pieces, and then they just
because we don't have money to buy pieces like
No,
that. You
no,
know,
no.
podcast isn't making enough money to buy pieces. I mean, it isn't working out. So
We can barely get a case of Busch Light for an episode.
yeah. So that's not working out. But we can't afford that. You know, we got families to feed.
We got jobs 50, 60 hours a week. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just hunting basically, if we're lucky, a 3-day weekend. That's if we take a approved absence. The boss has got to let us off.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're taking a week of vacation sometime in November.
Yeah.
I know when I've got mine scheduled back to back, so I'm just going to be hardcore for 2 straight weeks.
Well, I'm planning mine on the weather. I'm gonna save a bunch of days, and I get a really good Friday or Thursday. At like Wednesday, I'm sitting at home. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm using the floater. I got to.
Just going in
Northwest
tomorrow.
wind's gonna be crushing. 20 degrees. I'm going in. So, all right. Did we cover the VIP video? We did kind of
No.
in the intro.
Well,
little bit.
yeah, we brushed on it. I didn't know
Yeah.
if you wanted to get more into that.
It's up to you. What do you want to do?
No,
my gosh. Bush Light deer steak,
right? I don't know, man. Did you have fun doing that?
Oh yeah, blast. Yeah.
You were
I-
zooming.
Some people messaged me and said, I seen you filming that in the parking lot.
Did they?
Like, yeah, did you see that Olympic marathon I ran?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, we got kicked out during the filming of that. Luckily, we had already done everything we needed to inside the store. And then one of the outtakes is I'm getting ready to get down and get the broadhead. Dude working comes around the corner. I'm just like, "What's up, man?"
We try to make sure there's no faces and stuff for privacy policy and license plates or anything like that. But we tried to show our funny side and the spirit of the veteran and how that business is ran. Both the owners love the video. That's their personality. They love to have a good time. That's what the video is about. It's about showcasing a badass broadhead, where you can find it, and how fun it is just to hunt and be part of something and just be silly and fun. So
Yep.
let's talk about this bet. Homie's got me motivated, guys.
Oh well, yeah. I've got 2 bets. You've only got 1.
Oh, you got 2. Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got 2 bets.
Yeah, I got 2 bets.
Cameraman got a bet on you.
Yep.
That should have been a 2 hundo.
So, you want to go into the bet?
Well, yeah, homie's still like, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to lose 15 pounds before season. I was like, bullshit, whatever. But I was like, okay, so we'll go into it. We'll both start exercising. I hit it hard last week. The beers are cutting into my count tonight, though. So, but it's the person who loses the most weight by opening day has to film the other one the full first weekend of season. So whether you're doe hunting or going in after big buck, you got pattern. The other one, if he's got a big deer pattern, you just got to hang the bow up because the other one's going in after him. So that's the bet. Homie thinks he's got it by a landslide.
So here's my backstory. 3 years ago, I lost 50 pounds, and I've always been kind of a smaller guy, and I kind of got up there, and I just hit that point to where I looked in the mirror and was like, "Wow, dude, you got to do something." So I just started working out. I started losing weight. I did a shit ton of research on what diet to do. So I'm kind of doing my own diet, but if I was to relate it to something, I would say it's pretty close to the keto. I do a little bit higher protein and a little less fat than the keto. Just the main thing that I say is watch your portion, count every calorie you eat. You should have no liquid calories. And
Besides beer.
Besides beer, yeah, that's the only liquid calories you should have. And work out. A great tool that I found was I got a Fitbit, and I felt like that worked really good. Whether it's accurate or not, it'll give you a number, and then you can just use that number over a 2-week period, and track your number on your Fitbit plus your weight, and just kind of use it as the guideline.
Secret tip: not running the air conditioner out here, just sweating it out.
Yeah,
trying
so
trying to sweat the beer calories out.
So, it took me about 9 months to lose 50 pounds, but once I got my diet dialed in, man, you just shoot for a pound a week. I mean, that's obtainable. And one thing with the diet that I'm doing, I'm still eating all the foods that I like. I'm not cutting out anything. I've never been a really sweet guy. I never really drank a lot of pop or anything. I love water, so I mean it's kind of easier for me. But it seems like the last 2 years, I've lost working out when the time has changed. So we can put 8 into bed at 8 o'clock. I basically got an hour and a half, 2 hours before I want to be in bed, and I just go downstairs in the basement, work out for an hour. And, nobody's really lost anything, and I've gained a whole bunch. However, when the time changes, now you're the kids up to 9 o'clock. Well, then I'm trying to go to bed, and, the wife, she likes to go to bed. She loves her sleep too. So we're both trying to be at bed, 9:30. She's usually in bed by 9 o'clock. But I'll go to bed with her, the same time, and I'll just be on my phone for an hour pretty much. And then I'm just trying to live the summer to its fullest too, because you only get so many summer times,
Yeah.
So I don't try to limit myself during the summer. I told myself this summer I was just going to be happy at 185. And when I'm working out and I'm pretty fit and following my diet, I'll be down to 178. And if I could just stay at 175, I would love that. However, I can't do that unless I really strain myself. Yeah. So when I'm working out and I'm just being me, working out and watching my diet and everything, I'll just chill at like 178.
Yeah.
However, over this summer, I'm like 188, 190. So I was up to 225. I got down to 175. So
yeah.
Last year, when I hit the 185, 187 mark, I kind of hit the brakes, and then it was hunting season. And well, one thing that happened to me is when I went down to Kansas City and missed the whole beginning of October, bucks in daylight on trail cam. Mm-hmm. So I was down there eating like junk, and then come back here, did 2 weeks of vacation to deer hunt, got cold, didn't eat, I lost some weight, so that kind of helped me there. So this year I'm kind of getting ahead of the curve here. Started working out beginning of August, and I know Cody's been trying to lose some weight. Just been kind of maintaining here, trying some things here and there. So I finally got his ass in gear and put a bet on it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna win. So I'll be shooting the first doe about October 4th, and you guys can probably watch that on film because Cody's gonna do a badass job. I took a video. I got done working out the other night. I took a video of me just with a dumbbell, just going straight up with it. And I told Cody, I said, this is the only exercise I'm going to do, because after I get my bow pulled up, all I'm going to be doing is just putting this damn camera right up to you above me in the tree, man.
Did you get my snap after that?
I did.
I put a 30-pound dumbbell on my shoulder. I'm like, I'm just practicing carrying homie all season because they ain't going to shoot shit.
See, that's what happens when you go first, because I had a 25er,
yeah.
And then he comes back at me with a 30, so.
Yeah.
But I came at him first, but it's just all good and fun, and I know I'm going to win.
It's always fun when you get a competition with your buddy. So, well, we hope you guys enjoyed this kind of mishmash episode.
Oh, yeah, my second bet is with the beer guy. I got to shoot a 150. If I shoot a 150, he buys me a case of beer.
Yeah.
If I don't shoot a 150, I'm going to buy him a case of beer.
Yeah.
So.
That's a tough bet.
Yeah.
You're losing a case of beer. So.
Considering 148 and 7/8 is my biggest so far. Yeah. So.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this kind of this random episode. We wanted to get this out. We get a lot of response when we put out the episodes about our life. People like them. I hope this is something that people enjoy. We know a lot of people do, but
no air conditioner.
Yeah, no, high quality. I mean, mic stands now. My neck's feeling super great.
I would say you look like just a boss DJ over there.
Yeah, just throwing a sick beat. Got the loop pedal over here going.
You got the soundboard right there.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. Keep hitting that play button. Whitetail Legacy out.